Danny here, KMBA, keeping you in tune with our community, and some very special guests to welcome this morning. Um, this month is National Hispanic Heritage Month, and in honor of that, and actually just because it sounds like fun, we're welcoming folks from the Anaya Latin Dance Company into the studio this morning. And first, the co-proprietor of Anaya Latin Dance Company is Liz. Anaya, good morning.
Hi, thank you. Good morning.
And joining Liz is a masterful performer, artist, etc. Esteban Isnardi. Esteban, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you.
So Liz, a little bit of background on the dance company.
Sure. I founded Anaya Latin Dance this year with my husband, who is Cuban. I have a master's degree in dance and did my field work for that in Cuba, and that's how we met. And he's a professional dancer from Cuba, and so we just decided to bring Cuban dance to Anchorage this year.
Okay, superb. And I'm glad you did. And so, Esteban, you're from Uruguay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Originally. How did you hook up with the dance company?
With Anaya Dance Company. Well, it was a surprise for us, Cuban instructors, because we met Liz in Norway, right?
Uh-huh.
And then we were judging, we were about to judge the World Rueda de Casino, that means Salsa group, Rueda de Casino Championship. Then you had this girl, this blonde girl in the middle, who was going to judge also too. So we said, who's that girl? Then we were judging this championship together, and we met. We were speaking about her thesis. You say like this?
Thesis, yeah.
Thesis. I'm sorry for my English. And wow, she was and she is such an interesting and deep person, and making an incredible job exploring the Cuban rhythms and university thesis about it. It's really not common. So I say to myself, let's support them.
Okay, perfect. And Liz, the company has been going that long, but you're getting out and about in the public. Now, you did a gig at the Writer's Block the other day, which had to be really intimate in there.
Yeah, it was great.
How did that go? What sort of response did you have?
We had a great response, actually. We sold out the day of. We had some limited seating. We had a great Cuban dinner catered by the Writer's Block, and we did a conference about Cuban music and dance, educating people about what is Cuban music, especially Cuban dance music, Cuban salsa. And Esteban is a caricature artist who's published in magazines all over Europe and South America, and he also has a collection of, I think, over 200 caricatures, 250 caricatures of famous Cuban musicians and dancers. So he brought 20 of those that he selected, 20 copies here, and we put them up at the Writer's Block in a little exhibition for him, so that people could learn about who these great musicians, dancers, and artists are, and the importance of Cuban music and Cuban dance within the broad spectrum of the global Latin dance and Latin music scene.
It's a little bit of fun mixed in with the artistic, moving fun.
Yeah.
And then there's a show coming up on Saturday
Right.
at the 49th State Brewing Company. What should folks expect to see there?
Well, from 1 to 6 p.m., we've got 5 hours of Cuban dance workshops that we'll be giving together. We've got son, mambo, casino, timba, and rueda de casino, which is the dance that Esteban was just talking about. And then we have a little break. You can grab dinner. And from 8 o'clock on, we've got a Cuban dance party with 100% Cuban music. We've got some shows, some what we call animations, some group games, dances together, and some door prizes as well, one of which is actually a caricature by Esteban, thanks to a nice donation from him.
All right, fun. It's 8:30. If you're just joining us, it is Morning Line on KMBA, and we're joined in the studio by Liz Anaya from Anaya Dance Company, Latin Dance Company, and world traveler Esteban Isnardi. And this is, I think it's fascinating, Esteban, because you're from Uruguay. You met Liz in Norway. You live in Switzerland, but you're here in Alaska.
And I have an Italian passport.
And that's gotta be. Do you ever wake up in the morning and go, wait a minute, where am I?
Yeah, I mean, modesty aside, I'm considered as the most invited Cuban dances instructor in the world. I have been teaching in more than 80 countries, 300 cities. It's a lot in the 5 continents. So I remember that I was in Serbia, in Belgrade, and it was like that. I woke up and I say to myself, where am I? And maybe it can sound, oh, it's so funny. No, it was terrific in the moment, because it was like existentialist, una náusea. La nausea existentialist. Nausea. It was like, I mean, I'm falling in a deep hole. Where am I? I don't know. Then
It sounds like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, and before taking in the hotel, you have things that you can read. Just before I remembered, oh, this is Belgrade. So yeah, it happened to me kind of little burnt out.
It's like the cliche of the burnout rock star who's in Boston and says, "Hello, Cleveland."
Yes, absolutely. It's that cliche, but not the part of rock star. I'm not. I would like to be a rock star, but
But you are a star at a lot of things, including dance instructing. So this I got to ask you. Okay, so you got a little old gringo man sitting across from you here who can't dance a lick. What can you teach me? I can't dance a step. What would you teach me if I was going to be at one of these workshops?
Okay, for example, absolutely beginners, the bass is just to listen to the rhythm. For example, more than the rhythm, the melody. We all have the melody in us. I will put a song, a salsa, will play a song, and say, okay, follow the melody with the head. For example, this. We all have this inside.
Looks like nunchucks from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, this is another thing. Yeah, absolutely.
What else?
These little nunchakus, I can also make nunchakus. Yeah, and but sorry, I will explain you just now about that. So I will just enter the melody in you and then follow with steps. This is called claves. Claves. It comes from the 6th century, 16. Yeah, yeah. And sorry, ¿les puedo decir que era para la reparación de los barcos?
So it was to repair boats.
Okay.
Yeah, they were like nails.
Yeah, and in Cuba they started to make music with that, and it became the skeleton, okay, the structure of the Cuban rhythms. And you have 3 beats and then 2 beats. And this is the clave de son. You have another clave. You have many claves, but the two most important, clave de son and clave de rumba. It's for rumba, Cuban rumba. And the difference is in 1/8 note. It's a little later. Pa, pam, pa.
Syncopation.
Syncopation, absolutely.
Yeah, very nice. And I was actually going to get up and try to dance, but Trip Krause, our public affairs producer, has us on Facebook Live right now, so I don't think anybody really wanted to see that.
Hi.
So, 49 State Brewing Company,
Right.
this Saturday, ¿qué hora?
So we start the workshops at 1, doors open at 12:30. Advanced tickets are recommended. They're at brownpapertickets.com. And then 8 o'clock is when the party starts.
Okay, and then more information about the company at
AnayaLatinDance.com.
AnayaLatinDance.com. That's ANAYALA.
TINDANCE.
Thank you.
.com.
Okay, I got it here. I shouldn't do this without my reading glasses. I know better than that. As we get set to wrap up, anything else you want? Well, let me ask you first. So, the dance company is basically in its infancy.
Right.
Where do you go from here?
Oh gosh, we want to create a scene of casineros, of Cuban-style dancers here in Anchorage, and it'll take some time, but I want to bring personally the joy of Cuban music and dance, and especially Cuban salsa, here to Anchorage that I experienced in my travels in Europe and Cuba and elsewhere. So we've got some workshops as well that are periodic. They're all on our website. But we're going to be offering more and more as we continue through the winter.
Tremendous. And Esteban, what's up for you after Alaska?
Oh, This is my farewell tour, you know. I'm saying goodbye to the international scene after more than 25 years traveling the world. So after Alaska, I always go back to Switzerland because I live there, because I have my daughter there, Clara, 18 years old. I love you, Clara. And I still have Sarajevo in Bosnia Herzegovina. And then I finish my international career in Colombia. They are making I hope a huge event to be sure that I go. They want to make sure that
The last one.
yeah, the last one. And then I will put again all my strength and attention to my school in Geneva.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then later this year, actually, his caricatures will be in the Cuban
Oh,
Museum
yeah.
of Humor.
Yeah, in the Museum of Humor in Cuba for the 50th anniversary, my caricatures in big size of that will be exposed there the 12th of December. It's 16 caricatures of the 16 musicians of the greatest Cuban band of the history, Los Van Van. I say also hello to Los Van Van, muchachos, Los Van Van para ustedes, and it will be great. But I won't be there, just my caricatures.
Well, congratulations
Thank you.
and best wishes, and thanks so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us today.
Thank
Morning
to
Live.
you.
Thank you.
And Liz, thanks so much. And again, 49th State Brewing Company, Saturday, doors open at 12:30, right?
Correct.
Okay, thanks very much for joining us. It's 8:38. Indigo Girls up next.